Make sure to be a member on the channel, link is in the description. Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Let's thank our members, Silami, Astropub, and Patrick Vronovski, also our fishbeds, Lafush and Vivi, and make sure to subscribe and join our Discord. So let's get into it. So thank you my members, and let's get into it. So today we are going to take a look again on the J-7E, or actually I don't think I actually made a video on this. If I did, it was a long time ago, but it is an aircraft that a lot of people and a lot of YouTubers also considered the best aircraft in the game, or one of the best aircraft, or at least the best dogfighter. And to be honest, I have to agree with them. It's one of the best aircraft in the game. It's just such an amazing aircraft, and it has. It has its drawbacks. The main drawback of it is obviously the cannon. Just tiny bit of ammo, and yeah, just one cannon, and yeah, but it is a very good cannon. It is the NR30 or Type 30, I think it's called, -1 or something like that. So yeah, it is a very powerful gun, and but it is very low on ammo, and sometimes it's hard to actually hit people with it. So it's something that you have to consider, you know. But that's basically the main drawback of it. Obviously, it doesn't have a radar, a proper radar. It has these um, gun sight rangefinders, you know. But it has a very different one, to be honest. It can be used to actually, what's it called? Like when the missile just goes for where you slave the missile, the IR missile, to a radar. So it actually does that. So it is not that useless, but it is kind of useless, you know. And obviously it doesn't have any BVR missiles, not having a radar as well. As you can see here that it is slaving. So yeah, pretty cool. Has some flares, has some chaff. The missiles are one of the best missiles. At least it's probably the best non-all aspect missile, you know, rear aspect, the PL5B. I already told you guys on the missile video that it is a missile that can be received, a new version of it, as the PL5E, I think, which is the all aspect version of this missile. But I think, to be honest, it would be kind of OP. This missile is already one of the best missiles in the game, and we just don't need it. But yeah, the objective of the video is just to consider and compare to the MiG-23, for example, and the F-14. I don't think there is any other aircraft that can be actually this good, you know. I mean, you have the F-5, you have the F-4s, you know, and stuff, but as effective as the J-7 and as effective as the F-14 and the MiG-23 is just, there is none, you know. For my experience, these three aircraft, together maybe with the vegan, and there are some others, of course, they are pretty good, but these three are the main aircraft in the game. The Kai can be very good, and there are other aircraft, as I said, but these are the main aircraft. I think they are the most dangerous ones, you know. The F-14 obviously being the new toy, the 4th gen coming to War Thunder, still a 70s aircraft, still the radar is problematic sometimes, the missiles are problematic sometimes, and yeah, the MiG-23 has a kind of a bad radar compared to the F-14, very low power and low range, even though it is usable, and a J7 has its drawbacks of not having a radar at all and no BVR. So each of these aircraft, they have its own problems, you know. But the J7 can, even with that, and not being the most powerful MiG-21 in the game, you know, it has basically like 600, 500 kilograms of force less than SMT, for example, which is also not the greatest MiG-21. So it is not that powerful. It doesn't have the most amount of speed, but it can turn like an F5 or even better maybe. The energy retention on this I was landing and stuff, and I was alone against three guys, but it is just an aircraft that excels in furballs, you know. For an aircraft like the F-14, especially an aircraft like an F-104 and F-4, but sometimes an F-14, sometimes the MiG-23, you can just avoid furballs to be alive, you know, because there's always an F5 and stuff like that. The J7 excels at it. And that's why I want to talk about some of the aircraft that can be added that will be kind of OP in the future too, like the MiG-29 and the F-16, because, you know, we are getting to a position that every aircraft will be good at furballs, but for now there are basically two types of aircraft, or even three. Aircraft that are good in BVR and fast, and they don't like furballs. Aircraft that are like the F-14 and the MiG-23s that are very good at furballs, but also very good at BVR and stuff. And there is aircraft like the J7 and the F5 or even the MiG-21 that are very, very good at furballs, but they don't have BVR and or anything like that. Low missiles, low ammo, and you just excels at dogfighting. And it's a funny thing actually, because I think most of the people, it's not that the J7, like many YouTubers said, it's not like the J7 is actually the best aircraft in the game. I still think the F-14 is the best, and then the MiG-23, and then the Viggen. But the J7 is very effective, the F5 is very effective, because they are very, very easy to use. A lot of people know how to use this aircraft, but I mean, most of my friends, for example, they don't care too much about BVR, and they just want a dogfight. And an aircraft like this, very straightforward. Just warm the missile up, just fire the missile, fire the cannons, dogfight. It's just that, you know. It's very easy to get into it, very easy to maintain to be good at it. To be honest, you know, it's not. You don't have to think about missiles flying from 20 kilometers and what's the best energy to do it and stuff like that. You have your flares and stuff. You can avoid missiles and chaff. But it is just very, very not easy, but it is very straightforward, as I said. And that makes it so that most people in War Thunder actually enjoy flying these aircraft. And that's why aircraft like the F-16, like the MiG-29, are going to be very, very effective. Very, very good, very, very effective, because they have this similar type of thing in dogfights together with the BVR, you know. So yeah, they are going to be very, very dangerous, and that's one of the reasons that I don't think aircraft like that should be added in the next patch. I think we should get more third gen, a little bit of the fourth gen. You can consider some aircraft fourth gen like the Tornado or maybe even the MiG-25, but you know, it's just a matter of that, you know. It's a matter of the type of gameplay that a lot of people like, and the most people in War Thunder enjoy flying it. And it is a very interesting concept, but it is very true, as you saw when the F5 was at it. Even though we had MiG-23s with R60Ms and stuff, if I can remember correctly, the F5 dominated. They were, I mean, there are some problems with the F5, like being bluntly, like, it doesn't die, you know. And another problem that I see the F5 having is being able to pull a large amount of Gs. But still, it's a thing that most people, why the F5 is so effective, it's because of that. It's such a good dogfighter that it becomes very, very dangerous to any aircraft that, I mean, basically any aircraft, you know. So yeah, it's just a matter of straightforwardness, you know. And the more people, I mean, the F-14, as I said on the MiG-23 video, I think, it completely changed the meta, you know. It completely changed everything. Everybody's trying to do BVR. I see a lot of MiG-23s doing BVR as before, but I see a lot of Americans doing BVR, something that normally I mean, American mains, you know, or American people, American aircraft doing a lot of BVR. like the F4, like many aircraft like that. And it is just a matter of meta changing, you know. But still, these lightweight, very fast, very capable aircraft are still going to be very dangerous. So it's a thing that you have to consider always when flying against them, and it's just a matter of tactics as well. As you see, the tactics that I use are normally to just turn everything off or just fly low with this. Obviously, I'm not going to try to um, climb and do BVR with it because I don't have BVR. I'm going to just end up losing all my energy to Phoenixes and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a matter of choosing the targets, choosing everything, and choosing the way that you fly. It helps a lot. As you're going to see in a couple of minutes in another video, I'm going to show what not to do with J7, even though I was in a furball. But yeah, as you see, very capable aircraft, especially with these missiles. They have an incredible acceleration speed. I don't know why they accelerate so much, but they have a lot of power, and they just, I mean, they out accelerate everything. They have a very long range, these missiles, which is very funny to actually see. Uh, but yeah, um, as I said, I don't consider this the best aircraft in the game, but it is such an easy aircraft to fly that you have to consider as one of the best, you know. I mean, I can see this aircraft having a lower BR when more, I mean, it's not going to be top tier forever, you know, because there are other aircraft that are going to be way better than this, especially when missiles and MiG-29s, F-16s come, because aircraft like that will outpower this, out-BVR this, and out-turn this. So this is the only strength that this thing has. But you have to remember, there's no such thing as that on arrival in War Thunder. It's just that on right now, to be honest, because aircraft like the MatAWG F1, for example, or even J7, for example, they will be very bad when 4th gen actually comes, like the MiG-29 and F-16. But then they lower the BR, they give them better missiles, they do a lot of things. So yeah. But anyway, I got a little bit greedy here, as you're going to see. Vegan was behind me, and I just really wanted that kill, and it was just kind of a mistake. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know in the comments what you think about this type of aircraft. What do you think about the Vegan, the J7, the F5 aircraft like that? Will they be good after all? See you guys.